Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Denver Bears franchise. We return to Wrigley Field here for game number 6 and a possible game number 7, as the Cubs have been pretty dominant in this series, but we have actually hung in there the last couple of games and really shown that we can hang with this 100-win Cubs team. Now, all of the energies of our pitchers are pretty low, so we decide to go with the guy that has the most energy. He will probably be the most effective in this game. Ramel Coffer is pretty much at half energy. I would go with him, but Justin Maxwell has his energy all the way up, and he had a great regular season. Not so good postseason, but I believe that he can get it done today and bring us to a game 7 where Coffer would start. So we will put Justin Maxwell on the mound. It is a risk. He is not having the greatest playoffs, but we'll see if he can get it done. So do or die here on the road for the Bears. Here's Benito Ozuna to lead it off this game. He will play in right field today. He flies out in foul territory to third base. Mohamed Willingham is hitting excellent here in the NLCS. He gets a high pitch and hits it to right center. That one gets all the way to the ivy. It will be a double here with one out here. Good start to the game for Mohamed Willingham. Remember, in game number 1, we could not hit Carlos Rodon at all. Hopefully we can today. Jesse Winker to the plate. High heat, and he just chases it a little bit too anxious on that pitch. I'm not sure what he was swinging at. 2 outs now as that brings up Eugenio Suarez to the plate. He hits one to right center. That one gets over the glove of the second baseman. It will score Willingham, and we will strike first here in the first inning. It's 1-0 Denver as we try to push us to a game 7 here on the road. And we're going to need all of our offense, including Suarez, who is having the best series out of anybody on the offensive end. That brings up Keston Hiura to the plate now. 2-2 pitch inside, and he just is a little late on that one. It's a fly ball on the infield, and we do get one here in the first. So Bears take the defensive side, as here is Justin Maxwell on the mound. He does get Lane Thomas to watch that one. The circle change right over the middle just fooled him. That brings up Jahmai Jones hitting .231 here in the playoffs. A pitch right over the middle, and he just pops it behind the plate here for the second out of the inning. As now that brings up Corey Seager hitting over 500 here in the playoffs. That pitch was low, and Seager went down and got it. I have no idea how Seager is hitting these pitches. That's a base hit to left field. Ian Happ to the plate now. He drives one deep to right center. That one will get over the head of Zach Veen, who gets the start in center field today. It will tie this game up at 1 apiece. Man, Seager is just so good. I don't know how he just extended that inning with that pitch. It was low and inside out of the strike zone. And that brings up Carlos Correa, who watches a fastball right over the middle. But it's a 1-1 game. As now we move on to the second inning. Here is Zach Veen hitting in the 6th spot today. He's hitting actually excellent the last few games. That's why he got the start in center field, and he's pretty good defensively as well. CJ Abrams at the plate, inside pitch, and Zach Veen does swipe second. And I can't believe they called that pitch a strike. That was way inside, but Veen does swipe second. So now a 2-2 count as this at-bat continues. Abrams, he's going to swing at an outside changeup. That's going to be strike 3. I can't believe the ump called that strike on the last pitch. Forced us to kind of chase that one. So that brings up Maxwell in the pitcher spot, and he will strike out. No runs there in the second inning for the Bears. David Bodie at the plate now. 2-2 pitch here in the bottom of the second inning. That one is gone. The crazy thing about this Cubs lineup, which is different from the Phillies were very good at hitting the ball for average, but the Chicago Cubs have a lineup, they all hit bombs 1 through 8, every single player. As that brings up Rodon after a walk by Rutschman. He does bunt this one to first base. This one is fielded by Willingham. Maxwell tries to get over to first and is not in time. So that's going to be a bunt single for the pitcher. Can you believe it? Lane Thomas back up to the plate now. Hangs on the curveball, goes to right center. That right center gap has found a lot of love here in this series. Zach Veen fields it off of the wall. It's a triple here for Lane Thomas. A 4-1 lead here for the Cubs. and we're still in the second inning. We have to go to the bullpen early. We go to Carlos Estevez. He's appeared in 5 games so far. He's been pitching excellent too. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. He has 2 saves and 2 opportunities as well. Jahmai Jones comes up in that 2 spot. He hits one up the middle on the low slider. It is going to be a single and another RBI for the Cubs, 5-1. They have been dominant offensively, as that brings up the most dominant hitter. This is Seager, and we finally get him out. He pops out behind home plate, bring out the second out of the inning, and that brings up Ian Happ, who hit one to right center earlier, but the runner is on the move, and a perfect throw from Papierski will get him at second base. So here is Zach Veen back at the plate now. He does walk once again for his second walk of the game. As that brings up Papierski now in the 7th spot. He hits one right up the middle. Look at the contact on that reticle. It was right smack dab in the middle. He just lined out to center field. And here is Veen now with 2 outs. He does get caught right there, maybe trying to swipe the bag there with 2 outs, trying to be aggressive, but he does get tagged out by Rodon. He picks him off. As we move on to the bottom of the 4th inning, here's Estevez still on the mound. He does strike out Rushman on that one. And now with 1 out, the man on first base, Lane Thomas at the plate. The pitcher does get on. It's a ground ball to Willingham. Fielded, thrown on to second, on to first. It's a double play here as we do get out of that inning. Zion Storm did not get the start today. He actually has been struggling at the plate a little bit. He's been good defensively, but I want to see what he can do off the bench here, hitting for the pitcher, and he does start it out with a single. You know, one thing about Zion Storm is that he does not have the power, but he does have the ability to swipe bags, as we do send him on this play, but Benito Ozuna a little bit behind that one on a hit and run. We just need to be aggressive here in this game in order to stay up with the Cubs. Willingham back at the plate now. He hits a bomb to deep center field. Will this get some legs? But no, it just hangs up in the air. It's just a routine fly out to dead center field. Ian Happ is under that one. We go to our bullpen and bring in Luis Severino. He had a little bit of energy, so we need to put our best pitching out there, and we'll see if Severino can get it done. But right away, giving up a hit up the middle on his first pitch. It's a single here for the Cubs. They are just on fire, as that brings up Corey Seager now to the plate. He bombs one deep to right center. Will it stay in the yard? It won't. It's a home run for Corey Seager. He is hitting over 500 in the playoffs. It's his 4th home run as well. Seager is just on fire. We cannot get him out at all. Zach Little will have to come into the game after just facing 2 batters. Wow, it's just incredible. He actually had to face 3 because you have to face a minimum of 3 batters in order to get pulled. So now here comes Zach Little into the game now. Men on first and second. He does walk 1 to get guys in scoring position, and it will be a double play ball though. CJ Abrams, nice turn to Keston Hiura. Is now 2 outs in this inning. Zach Little trying to get out of this inning, and Luke Voigt watches that one on the outside half. It's ball 4 as that brings up Adley Rushman to the plate now. 0 for 1 in this game. 3-2 count, 2 outs, and he turns on one. It's going to be out of here. Another home run for the Cubs. It is not pretty now. A 10-1 game. The Cubs look determined to get to the World Series, and it looks like it's going that way. As we move on to the 7th inning, here is Zach Veen at the plate. Inside fastball. He's watching that one. He's just looking. Papierski at the plate as well. He swings at 1 low. Strike 3. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. As we bring in a pinch hitter here, Charlie Blackmon, for possibly one of his last at-bats as a Colorado Rocky / Bear. High pitch. It's just a fly out to Ian Happ in center field here to start the 8th inning. As I want to see some life here. It's 11-1 now. Benito Ozuna at the plate. 0 for 3 in this game. That has been a big influence for us. If we do not have a good hitting game from Ozuna or Winker, it just seems like our team just goes. Muhammad Willingham at the plate. Chopper. But he barely makes contact with it. And now we're down to our final 3 outs of the game. But here in the 8th inning, Lane Thomas, he wants to join the party. This one is gone. We put in D'Anthony Pierre just to get us a pitcher in there, and it just did not work out. And Pierre missed this spot by a long shot. That was supposed to be low. Look where it's at, right over the middle of the plate, and it's now 12-1. Winker at the plate. He is 1 for 3 today so far. He gets one on the outside half. He goes with this pitch, driving deep to left center, but it's run down by Ian Happ. I love to swing at those outside pitches with Winker, even if they're out of the zone, because I know the shift is on, and he can just hit it away from the shift. But here is Eugenio, and he strikes out. And Keston Hiura could possibly be at the plate for the last time as a Denver Bear. He is a free agent this year, and he is late. The Chicago Cubs will go to the World Series, defeating the Denver Bears 12-1. It was a dominant performance by Chicago in this series. I think that every single game except one, they had at least 8 hits. I mean, that was the type of dominance that they had. And remember that high-scoring game where it was 16-13? I believe they had nearly, 20 hits? And in this one, they have 13. I mean, it was just a dominant performance. Even though they won in 6 games, it felt like they were much more dominant than a 6-game set victory. And it was just too much for the Bears. I think we just weren't consistent. I think we need to just find something in our lineup that's consistent. Benito Ozuna is definitely consistent. He just had a bad game today. Muhammad Willingham, he definitely has to come through more. I loved what he did in the playoffs, but in order for us to be that next level, that championship team, I think that Mo Willingham is going to have to step up. Well, that's going to end our season here in season number 5. Next episode, we will probably recap the season and just talk about what we're thinking here in the offseason. The Astros make the World Series in the AL, and they will face the Cubs. I'm not really sure about this matchup. The Astros have an excellent rotation with Jose Urquidy, Chris Paddock, Julio Urias, and Forrest Whitley as their top 4 starters, but their offense is not as good as the Cubs. The Cubs are going to have a very good offensive series, but we'll see if that pitching can shut them down. I'm not sure they will, because the Cubs were dominant. Just remember, they swept the Dodgers and then beat us in that series. They are red hot on offense, and they don't even have a bad pitching staff as well. So that's going to do it here for season number 5. We lose in the NLCS. Next year, we'll probably be back, I hope. I have the confidence that we will. I think we just need to add maybe a couple of more pieces, shift around a couple of things, and I think we'll be good. Missing Mike Soroka definitely hurt us there in the playoffs as well, so I don't want to underscore that, because that was a very, very big loss, and we missed him for pretty much for the whole playoffs. He had 1 start, and that was it. So we'll see what happens. We're going to recap the season next episode, talk about the future. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.